RC Bash Boy here. Welcome to the Vaterra Glamis build-off. So let me start off by giving a little bit of a history on these buggies that I have here. The one to your right, uh, that was basically my first Vaterra Glamis that I bought ever. When I was in the market for a buggy, 1/8 scale buggy. I was between the axial, the Exoterra, and this one. So, well, at first I just fell in love with the look, and I said, you know what, I'll just buy the Glamis. So, as I went along, I bought it. I went along, and all the upgrades that you can do to these things, it just blew me away. So, I mean, I run this thing with a 3S, and I went ahead and I changed the motor and ESC. Um, since I was getting more speed out of this, I said, hey, you know what? This is an iconic vehicle for me. So years came along, and I think this one came out in if I'm not mistaken, like 2012, 2013, maybe. I mean, I could be wrong, but around that time. As we went along in time, parts became, unavailable. So I said, hey, you know what? Well, I'm bashing this thing too much, and I just decided to buy another one, the one to your left. So, like I said, so yeah, these were harder and harder to buy. Um, so I went ahead and went to eBay, and actually that one was an auction, and I won an auction, and basically there it is. And so the guy that had the auction, he was kind enough to send me that the incomplete chassis, the one I have in the middle. At first I said, you know what, I'll just use this as parts. And years, like I said, more years went by, and today, till this day, I'm actually going forward to building this thing and making it, how it looks, how it should look. So yeah. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna start the build off. The all the parts, I went ahead and I order them off eBay, and then also Star City Hobbies, my local hobby shop here in West Texas. They were kindly enough to help me with the rest of the parts. So, and I'm just waiting for one part. Um, Waiting for, which is the wing mount on the back. So yeah, actually, I'm like 90, I would say like 95% complete. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through what I'm gonna do to it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I went ahead and I laid out all the parts that I'm gonna need, to complete this buggy. Um, well, first one is the body itself. Okay, and there's the see if my camera can zoom in. There's the item number. So here's the body itself. Okay, so that's in, and then here's the roll cage. Okay, so the roll cage, it's in, and then this is the part that goes on top. That's where the little light buckets go in there. So this is the upper mount. And then I got the side mounts for the roll cage. And here's the part number. So here, this is the side mounts for the roll cage. I'm a little disappointed the fact that you're actually buying the parts for the roll cage, and see, Vaterra doesn't hook you up with with screws. So since I don't have screws, I'm gonna have to take a trip to my local hobby shop, and my hobby shop, well, they have plenty of screws there. So yeah, and also I think I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna do a live stream on the build off there. Since I like I said, I already have most of the parts here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a live stream and just walk you guys through what we're gonna do, and we'll go from there. So up next, this is the Robinson Racing. Man, my camera can help me here. This is the Robinson Racing spur gear. It does come with a pinion, so it's the spur and pinion, and it's hardened steel. The Vaterra Glamis Fury come with plastic spur gears, and when you run a 3S lipo in there, when you're running a big system, you basically you trash the spur gear. So with this, I went ahead and I got this, and never went back. So yeah, so that's going into this. Up next, we got the wing. That goes in the back, goes right here. Okay, so the wing, and it's right there. And yeah, this actually needs a wing mount. This is the part that I'm actually waiting for. It hasn't arrived yet, but it will get here eventually. So that's the wing. Also up next, we got the rear shocks from Vaterra. Okay. So they're aluminum shocks. And this is actually the upgrade for the car itself. So yeah, and actually I picked this up at my local hobby shop. Good thing they had them there. So yeah, this is what's going into the car. Oh, and for me, of course, most important, this bad boy. This bad boy comes with what doesn't come with it with the light kit stock, but the Vaterra sells you the light kit separately. And here it is. I think this one uses 6 light buckets, and they're all included. So yeah. So my car will have light buckets. And let's not forget the little banners. Okay, so as you can see the background, both of my Glamises uses banners. So yeah, here they are. Here they are. So okay, here's the little the servo mounts. Okay, so pick these up too. I think these are aluminum. So go ahead and put a servo on there. Actually, also, I'm a little disappointed too when you buy the body for this. It doesn't come with a head. So I had one laying around, and this is actually from a Axial Yeti XL. I'm hoping this actually fits in there, but we'll see. So hopefully this fits in there and makes it look good. Spectrum receiver. I mean, all my vehicles have a Spectrum receiver, so I'll probably bind this to my 6R. So here it is. So yeah, onto the mortar. I'm gonna go ahead and use the this is a Razor's Edge brushless mortar. I have this mortar on one of the Glamises, the one to your right, and this is a 4-pole 4000 kV mortar. And actually I bashed, I would bash this thing daily, with this mortar, and never gave me problems. The only thing, it was just my own negligence. This mortar is not waterproof. It's just dirt proof and splash proof, but it's not waterproof. Once I used it on the water, and I tried a hydroplane, and yeah, from there it just made a weird sound. And so I replaced the bearings on the old motor that I have on that one, and so I picked these up. So I have spares, and I'm gonna use one of these into, this bad boy right here. So I'm gonna use a Castle ESC Sidewinder 3. It is compatible with the motor that I have here, so I'll be using that with this. And lastly, I'm using the Protec RC servo. So I'm not that familiar with this servo, but my hobby shop recommended. Here's the specs on it. So, come on, camera can zoom in, help me out here. So yeah, so let's see how it goes. And so here it is. So the first thing I'll go ahead and do with the vehicle, as you can see, it only has one wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some pedals on there. So that will be the first thing, and like I said, probably do a live stream there at my local hobby shop, and I'll probably build it there as we go along, in the live stream. So yeah, let me go ahead and change these out. So there you go. I went ahead and I put the paddles on there. So yeah, like I said, the car is just complete. All I gotta do is just put all the parts, together. And once it's done, it should look like that. So yeah, stay tuned, and let's see how this build goes. And it should be an easy one, I hope. So, RC Basher Boy here. Thanks for watching.